So after the first couple of days, I realized that I needed to keep this stick with me when I'm working him on the ground, at least for now, because he was trying to bite me quite a bit when I was leading him, and then he was threatening to spin around and kick me, and he was trying to run over me. So if he didn't like what I was doing, he'd just drop that shoulder and shove into me, which he's not doing right now. So yeehaw, you know, making progress. And the way I dealt with that is every time he dropped that shoulder to come toward me and try to run over me, I would just lift my stick up right here and push him away like that, okay? I didn't have to hit him or anything, I just pushed him away with my stick. Let's go the other direction. You always want to do everything from both sides equally, okay? Come here. You want to do everything from both sides equally. Come on, there. Obviously it's not as good from this side, but he can do it. There we go. And so the other thing is if he tried to put his spin around and kick me with his butt, then I could tap him with the stick here, which I did more than a few times. And so you can see he's kind of learned that lesson, and I'm sorry I don't get a lot of this on video. So you'll just kind of have to take my word for it. He's not really following me that very well on this side. Let's go, buddy. There you go. So what I expect from him is to act right. That's what I expect. I expect him to walk along like a gentleman with his head right beside my shoulder, mind his manners, not bite, kick, snort, carry on, just be good. That's all I expect. Might seem a little unreasonable to him in the beginning, but you notice he can do it. Good boy. All right, awesome. Okay, now let's work on that backup. Work on it from the ground here. So I'm going to ask him to back up using my body language first, and then I will use the stick to reinforce it if I need to, or the lead rope if I have to. So I'm asking him to back up. I'm asking him to back up, and he didn't do it. Okay, instead he wanted to run through me. Okay, I'm asking him to back up. There, okay. So that wasn't very good, but for him, he just, you know, he just won the lottery. For him, that was huge, okay? Hope he's still in the frame. Let me get him over here where you guys can see him a little better. Move that hip. Now let's back up. Back up. Okay. Back up. Back up. There we go. So what he thought about right there was rearing up. He gave it some thought and then he changed his mind, which I appreciate. If he had reared up, I wouldn't have changed anything because I'm pretty much not likely to get struck. So let's try it again. He's shaking his head. He's going to lick his lips probably. No? Okay. I'm going to ask him to back up. My body's saying back up. My stick's saying back up. There. Okay. Good. Okay, this is a pretty important move right here, folks. For a horse like this, if I say back up, he needs to get back. There we go. Good boy. So I got 5 or 6 little mini steps there. Good. Good. So I'm just going to rest a second. Let him process what just happened. Him shaking his head right there, that's letting tension out. Dropping his head's letting tension out. It's pretty stressful. I'm putting a lot of pressure on this horse. It doesn't seem like it in human terms, but in horse terms, and especially Arabian terms, it's quite a bit. Okay. Let's ask him again. Move that hip around and then back up. There we go. Good. Good. All right. Good. All right, so I'm happy with that for today. Now I'm going to lunge him around here a little bit to my left, to my left. Okay. And I don't, mainly I care at this point that he just do what I ask him to do in general. If I say go left, he goes left and so forth. Don't get too close to me. He doesn't get to come into my space. He definitely does not have any trust. And you may recall, if you saw the very first video I did with him, he was running right over me, running right through me. So I had not tried to round pin him again until yesterday It had been almost 2 weeks. I didn't try it again. I tried it again yesterday, and it was maybe 10% better than it was on that first day. It wasn't noticeably better, but it was a little bit better. As he gets more respect for me, starts seeing me as a leader a little more, that'll get better. Okay? Right there, he changed directions because he wanted to, not because I asked him to. So I have to control speed and direction. And this is how you teach that. Ooh. Good. Good. Okay. And you can see a little paw in there. That's a little just frustration on his part. So now I'm going to change directions a little more frequently. Just go maybe one circle or half a circle. Change directions. And this needs to get a lot better as far as how he's making these turns. But his anxiety level will have to go down a little bit before it'll get better. How will his anxiety level go down? He'll get used to it. Okay? So I didn't like that at all. This shoulder needs to step, he needs to clear that shoulder out of the way, like that. That's pretty good. Heard one trainer say shoulder movement is not the main thing, shoulder movement is everything, okay? So I tapped him on the shoulder there because that was the side he wasn't moving that shoulder away. So let's try it again. Move that shoulder away from me there, that's a little better, okay? So I cannot overemphasize how important this shoulder move is, especially with a horse like him that wants to use that shoulder. He's still dropping it in there. Okay, good. Now if I find something to like here, it's this, that when I'm pulling that rope, he's giving to it. Okay. So he's starting to learn a little bit of self-control right here, like that. It's not good, but he's starting to get the idea that I'm controlling his movements. Wouldn't say he's okay with it just yet. Move that shoulder over, okay? I need that shoulder to go away from me 90 degrees, like that. Good. There, that was a nice one. That was a nice one. So because that one was so good, I'm gonna let him just trot around a minute or whatever and stop pressuring him. He's a good looking boy, isn't he? And he's gained a little weight the last week or so. He's starting to eat pretty good. Another month or two and he'll be looking pretty nice. Move that shoulder. There, good boy. Good boy. Okay. Move that shoulder. There. Good boy. Now, I don't know if you can see this or not, but he's kind of grinding his teeth a little. It's a nervous habit that he has when he gets a little bit either anxious or frustrated or both. He'll kind of start clamping his front teeth together, grinding them a little bit. You know, that'll go away once he gets over things. The reason I pulled on him there is because I asked him to stop and he didn't. I'm asking him again to stop. There we go. I'm going to ask him to stop right here. So I asked him by just gently pulling on the rope right here like this. And I'll bump him if he still doesn't stop. He did on that side. Let's try it again on this side. Pull, bump, better. Okay, move that shoulder. All right. Okay, right here, what he's been doing, oh, that's much better. What he's been doing when I stopped him is walk right into my space when I did this right here, which I have been correcting. Okay, this horse, he didn't get to come into my space unless I invite him. So he's kind of learned that lesson. I'm real happy with that right there. That's way better than it was the last few days. He's kind of thinking about it. Okay, now I have to brag on this right here. This guy is doing it so well. I finished working him about an hour ago, and I tied him in the tie ring right here next to Runner while I worked another horse in the round pen, and he's just been standing there like a gentleman for this almost entire hour. Good job, Aequitas.